suspected rapist, robbery, whatever, and they always show a mugshot. I mean, the guy's been arrested 18 times.
Yeah.
But he's still out there.
I know. You got to wonder about that. Here, Mr. John. Here.
I don't wonder about it. That's why that's why I live in Mason.
Here, come sit right here, John. I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to talk to my dad.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You are recording it.
Yeah. So what do you think we're going to talk about?
I don't know. Give me a hint.
We're going to talk about the fact that you produce an artist, Alyssa Mount Adams, who's going to produce a show about artists and produce a show about Mount Adams.
Good Lord. Really? All right.
Yeah. So, okay, what again possessed you to settle in Cincinnati?
I got a job offer here at very good money. In my profession at the time, I was a disc jockey.
Uh-huh.
And I, with another guy, we had a two-man radio show, and we got an offer to come here to be on WLW radio in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, the pay was so far above what I had been making before in my efforts at, being a disc jockey. No, we had to come here.
Yeah.
We absolutely had to come here. It was the opportunity of a lifetime.
So,
And WLW, and it's still a very big, important station. It's a clear channel, 50,000 watt. You can hear it all over.
do they pay you to say that?
No, but I mean, come on. I worked in some dinky-doo radio stations. You could barely hear them down the street.
Yeah.
We used to get fan mail from Wisconsin and Minnesota. And
Oh.
Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
At night, 50,000 clear watts. I mean, on WLW radio, you could hear it over almost the whole country.
Yeah.
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 And during the Second World War, they heard that station in China. Yeah,
Huh.
really. I mean, that was big-time stuff, kid. Big time,
Okay,
big
so
time.
was that Tyler?
I was on with Tyler,
Okay, with
yes.
Tyler, okay.
With Mr. Dunn.
With Tyler Dunn.
Dunn and Warner.
Done at the DW show. And then, so I think I remember, or either it's the memory of a photograph of the billboard.
Oh,
with
yes.
your guys' heads on the Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse, yes.
You know I inherited that, right?
I had nothing to do with that. That's your own fault.
So I can't figure out if it's a real memory or, the memory of the photograph. But I do recall on Eastern Avenue there was that.
Yes, there was a billboard.
There
were
a
several of
billboard.
them over the city of the Mighty Mouse.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And so then, how long did that show last?
Oh, Lord, we were on the air for, I don't know, a couple of years, 2 or 3. And we did pretty well for what we were doing. The problem was, in the mornings, we were up against a guy that had been on the air in Cincinnati for like 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like the lord and master of morning radio. I mean, there was no way to upset him except to run over him with your car.
You didn't do that.
And the other thing, of course, was the rock and roll crap with the kids.
Oh, those darn Beatles and stuff like that?
Yeah, that noise. But we were right behind them all. We were right there behind them, doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoying it. And of course, that was I forget how long I was a disc jockey, probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, but we moved all over the country, and this was the epitome of, this is where I made it financially.
Uh-huh.
And in fact, we were on the air for no less than 6 weeks when we got an interview with a guy from Chicago that wanted us to move to Chicago to be on the air up there, which would have been really. I mean, the only 2 markets in the United States that are bigger than Chicago are New York and Los Angeles. This was like the top of the heap. But we had just gotten here. We just moved to Cincinnati. We hadn't been here, I don't know, 3 weeks. And so I didn't want to move again. God, we moved all over the country, and enough. And this was a good job and a good opportunity and a good station. So why go to Chicago?
Oh no.
Yeah, no, the heck with it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Well.
Thanks. An artist in the Cincinnati market, thanks. It makes me work very hard.
Good, good.
So I do remember sitting atop WNOP when I was 7. Remember, you took me down there on one Saturday morning to when you were on the radio, and I sat on top of WNOP. And my dad came to get me and said, "You can't sit up here." And I didn't understand why. I guess he didn't want me to fall in the river.
That is actually, of course, exactly why. You can't leave children up in some exotic area hoping they don't fall in the river. They probably wouldn't, but if they do, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's pretty frowned upon when you let your
it.
children,
Yeah.
when you let your children sit atop of a barge on the river, then they could fall in. Okay, so now is it true that you're friends with George Clooney's father?
Yes, it's true.
All right, and so you got a signed autographed picture for your granddaughter Samantha of George Clooney, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Well, now I'm wondering, why didn't you introduce me to him when we were younger?
Because I never met the kid when we were younger. You know what? No, I knew his mom and dad. I've known his mom and dad for, 20 years. But
Yeah.
I never met George. It was, you don't necessarily, when you're working with people, who wants to meet their kids?
I know, but you had 4 daughters. Weren't you trying to get them married off or anything?
What, when they're 9 years old? Come on.
Just think ahead.
No,
Think
to me, there was
ahead.
just, George and his sister were just Clooney's kids, and there were more kids. And I had 4 daughters. We're not interested in kids. Who cares about kids? So I never, never interacted with, but Nick's been a good friend of mine for many, many years, because we were on the air together at WLW, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago, whenever it was. So I've known him a long, long time. Okay?
I'm just checking.
Okay,
Just
well, that's
checking.
okay. That's okay to check.
Just wanted to see about that. And I don't think I have any more questions right now. I certainly hope if I have any, I can call you.
You're allowed to call me. You have my number.
I'm sure I have tons of more questions. Let's see. No, I remember you doing the sports on Channel 5.
Yes, I did. That was fun.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, it was fun because even when I was on the air, first of all, I had been a die-hard baseball fan since I was maybe like 10, 11, 12 years old.
Oh, yeah,
in the
that's
days
right.
in Cleveland when you could get into the stadium to see the Cleveland Indians for 25 cents.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, those were the days, too, when Major League Baseball players actually, in the wintertime, had jobs doing something else because their baseball salaries were never enough to, carry them over the full year.
Oh, I see.
So you're talking about, and now you've got guys playing Major League Baseball that make $53 million a year, and I don't think they really have to work much in the winter. You know what I mean? Once the baseball season's over, they just keep getting these enormous checks, which is swell. I applaud them. But in the days when I was growing up and was a Cleveland Indian fan, they played baseball in the summer, and in the winter, they looked for another job, because I think they made maybe $3,000 a year or something, something really exotic like that.
Wasn't that a lot back then?
No.
No? Okay. I don't know.
Believe me, trust me, when you're out looking for a job in the winter, you need the money. Cleveland, come on.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, it was not like it is today. So, anyway, what else? What else of interest might I talk to you about?
First, let me make sure the battery hasn't died. Oh, good, it's still recording. Because when I took this one class, the student forgot to turn on the recording button, and I gave the best interview of my life, and so I just
It's
made
gone.
sure the yes, it is gone.
Yes.
Was never actually there. So I just want to make sure the recording button is on.
Very good, okay, excellent, yeah.
Okay, so, you now live in Mandeville, Louisiana, far away from Cincinnati.
Yes, yes. Very, very close to New Orleans, which is a lot more fun than Cincinnati. As much as I love Cincinnati, that is a great town. But New Orleans is special. New Orleans is one of a kind, and I don't know, it's just, blows me away. I love it down there.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing you love it down there, since that's where you live.
Yes, it is a good thing, of course.
And that's where you met my mother.
Your mother is from New Orleans, that is true. That's where we met.
I always bring that up, and people get confused and think I'm from New Orleans, so I just don't correct them anymore.
That's okay, yeah. Well, you know, but you know about New Orleans. You've been down there enough. I mean, your grandparents were down there, and your mom and dad. I mean, it's not like, you know, something brand new. You've been there enough to realize what's going on down there, what kind of a city it is, and the whole atmosphere. Especially for an artist. I mean, it's a very artistic, oriented city.
So you might wonder, why am I here?
I think you're fine here. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Cincinnati. I love it here. I think it's wonderful. I mean, I don't want to live here anymore because I'm in New Orleans. That's where I want to be. But I had a wonderful time here in Cincinnati. I made very good living, and I love the town. I love the whole scene with the sports. You know, with the Reds and the Bengals, and they have nice restaurants. I mean, it's everything you would want in a big city. And some of it is really top of the line. So, yeah, I love, you know, Cincinnati's great. In fact, tomorrow, if they told me I couldn't come back to Mandeville and New Orleans is closed, get away, I'd be right back here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'll put you up. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to say?
At this time, not really. I thought you had all kinds of questions for me.
Well,
But evidently
I mean,
not.
questions.
Oh, or just...
What? I thought it'd just be better to let you speak instead of me asking you questions.
Oh, okay, well, I did
Don't you
speak,
think?
and I hope I
Yeah.
covered some ground there that kind of explained, you know, what I feel about Cincinnati and life in general. Okay?
And you definitely, you like the Bluest Big Band.
Oh, of course.
Of course. And,
Well, I mean, in some small way, I almost feel a part of it. I was probably the first disc jockey to play any of their records on the radio. I was specifically, without question, the first guy to design and write liner notes for their first album.
oh.
They made a 12-inch record. This was before CDs. And so I have my signature on that. I designed it and I wrote the liner notes. And then for the next couple of ones that they did on CDs, I wrote the liner notes for them and designed the covers.
I remember, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's right, because you used to be a painter. You had a painting in Life magazine, right?
100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, because, well, you know, I got these jeans somewhere, so.
Well, evidently, yes.
Evidently, I got these jeans somewhere, and I know you had some distant cousins who were also artists.
Yes.
So, this just didn't come out of thin air for me.
No.
It's actually in my
your genes.
DNA.
It's in your
my
DNA.
DNA.
Some artsy-dartsy there, yes.
So, you know, if I try to get away from it, I can't, because it's there.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
all right, so, so I know you, because you were at Ohio State University when Jim Dine was there, right?
No, at Ohio University.
Oh, Ohio, I'm sorry, those OU people.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, Ohio University, right.
Yes. Yes, and Jim and I were good friends. And once we graduated, I probably haven't seen him in 35 years.
Oh,
Yeah, but I knew Jim, and he knew me.
oh,
Yeah,
well, good.
yeah.
I think he's doing well.
Well, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where he is? Seriously, do you have any idea?
He's probably the last, so many years ago when I was working downtown with Fred the Rosenthal, he called on the phone for Dick Rosenthal, the last I spoke with him. So I have no idea. He's probably, I have no idea.
Okay, all right. All
I have
right.
no idea. So, yeah, I was just, I have a painting of yours in my bathroom, if you know that, right? I have a painting of yours in my bathroom.
How about that, man? I got one painting hanging, rolled, and it's in a bathroom. Come on. Is that cool or what? Whatever. That's okay. Thank you.
Oh, I look at it every day.
All right, well, I hope it inspires you and makes your life better.
Well, the inspiration thing is funny because I posted, I don't know if you're familiar with LinkedIn. It's supposed to be a business network, like you've heard of Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Well, LinkedIn is for business people. And again, I want to make sure this is still running. Okay, good. So LinkedIn is for business people, and so I've joined all these art groups, and I posted my latest thing, which is great art comes from great discipline, not from inspiration, because you can be inspired all day long, but if you have no discipline, the inspiration is pointless, and then the great art will cease to exist. And I never got so many responses. It's wonderful. In fact, I'm collecting them. Most people agree. Somebody said something disparaging, but otherwise it was very interesting.
It makes sense. Nothing wrong with that. You're right.
No, great art comes from great discipline.
Absolutely.
Luckily, I've got great discipline. So, I forget, that was going to segue into something, and I can't remember
You
what
can't
that
remember?
was.
Well, you're taking after your dad. Thanks, honey. I can't remember anything anymore anyway.
I can't remember what the point of that was, but it had something to do with art. Other than that, let's see. So you went to Ohio University.
Yes,
Oh,
I did.
we went through this big spiel about how you were a page on the Howdy Doody show in New York City.
Yep, NBC.
NBC.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for coming to Cincinnati.
You're very welcome. Are you thanking me because you're here? I mean, this is where you'd like to be?
So, so I know you got so you got some kind of awards. You got painting awards. Didn't you get some kind of award?
Oh, God, honey, yeah, 100 years ago, in high school, I got some awards.
Oh, well, it doesn't count.
No, okay, fine. An award's an award. What's the difference? I mean, I got it in high school instead of when I was, 50 years old.
Well,
an award's an award.
An award. That's true. That's why I brought it up. So, okay. So you got an award for your painting.
Yes.
So I was just wondering, do you have any visions?
No.
I was wondering where they got the visions from Mom's side.
Evidently, I have no visions. Visions of what? I mean,
if you have to ask, you don't know.
No.
I get the visions from Mom's side of the family.
Okay, well, that's
and
good.
I've already had some discussions with her about that to verify that.
Okay, well, that's
because
good.
apparently some of my cousins are experiencing things that I experienced.
Whoa. Well, all right then.
So I just wanted to bring that up. So I had you on one side and my mother on the other side. And this is your creation right here. It's your greatest masterpiece.
You betcha.
Your greatest work of art right here.
Right there. You talking, baby.
Okay, so I think we can end that here.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to hear us anymore. He's taking out his hearing aid. So.
I don't blame him.
Okay. All right. That's
Any
it.
any more final thoughts or comments or anything you want to know?
Ah, where do you think great art comes from?
What?
Where do you think great art comes from?
I have no clue. Why would I know? I
Okay.
never think about it. I
That's
just
okay.
assume it's there. I mean, it's something that somebody has within them, and they create stuff, and it's none of my doing.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It's
Except
a
for
serious
you.
question.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know any answer, a solid answer for that.
Well, I thought that answer was very good.
Okay.
It's acceptable to me.
Because I am very thrilled with your output artistically and your whole concept of what you want to do and what you're doing. I think it's great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very impressed.
Well, thank you. You did have something to do with it.
I hope so. I hope so. A little bit of talent, and I hope, you got a couple of the genes.
Yeah. So. Okay.
All right?
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, boy.